Our intent is that anyone who is earning more than 30 lakh, lives a comfortable life, and aspires to do more out of his life should own a holiday home.
Hey everyone, this is Minesh and welcome back to another episode of Modernizing Biz podcast. On this episode, we have Saurabh with us. Saurabh is the founder of ALYF and he has previously played a very active role in building No Broker from the scratch. Hi Saurabh, how are you doing?
Hi Minesh, thank you for having me here. I'm doing extremely good. What about you?
I'm doing good too. Before going deep into the conversation, first of all, I want to know your journey. If you can sum up in couple of pointers, like what was your journey? So you build and you was into the founding team of a startup, which you are disrupting the whole industry, right? So what was your experience? What you have learned out of it? If you wanna jot down in couple of points.
यार तो मिनेश मेरा ब्रीफ बैकग्राउंड यही है कि आफ्टर डूइंग माय स्कूलिंग फ्रॉम इंदौर मूव टू पुणे डिड माय कॉलेज देयर सो आई स्टार्टेड माय करियर एज अ यू नो from a company in Jaipur who were into diamond jewelry did 6 years real estate business with them तो वो क्या एकदम hardcore developer background था where we built all sort of industrial commercial residential projects and did everything right from licensing to sales then realized कि यार बॉस इंडिया में लॉ के बिना कुछ नहीं होता है
Agree.
so studied my law while I was there. And meanwhile, this opportunity came where Saurabh Garg, I know him for good 12, 13 years now. Uh, Met Saurabh, he introduced me to Amit Akhil, and I think so. The moment I met three of them, I was very clear that, this is what I want to do. So, No Broker, when I joined, was at a very early stage. We were hardly few people in a small villa at HSR layout, and that's when I decided to join them. uh, Lovely 7 years what I spent at No Broker in building the company from scratch. We have seen all ups and downs. Broker से पिटे भी है, सीखा
Hmm.
भी है बहुत कुछ. But I think so the biggest takeaway for me is, right from the founders till anyone, the kind of culture which No Broker has. 7 years, more than 4,000, 4,200 people. जिस तरीके का पूरा एक culture है, that has been my biggest takeaway. And the same thing at Alive, we are trying to inculcate where people feel motivated to come to work every day. They know कि यार I need to come and work as my own business, and that's what all of us did in No Broker for 7 years. So I think so that's the biggest takeaway, barring the beer and everything which we used to get. But yeah.
Amazing. So now you built something from scratch, and now you started building once again with A Life, right? So it involves a lot of effort. So sort of, I want to know कि ऐसी क्या चीज़ थी that you want कि अब now I have to do this. No broker, अच्छा, everything is fine. You build up a big company. Now you took a next cause which is A Life. अब you started working on that. तो ऐसी क्या चीज़ थी where you got that click कि अब ये start करना है?
So for me, it was very organic, to be very honest, Manish. From the beginning, I was very clear, and I think so. Saurabh and both Amit and Akhil were also very supportive with that idea. So I joined No Broker, saying कि यार 5 साल में इस धंधे को बड़ा करेंगे, इसको यूनिकॉर्न बनाएंगे, और फिर मैं एग्जिट करूंगा, बट मेरी कंडीशन रहेगी ऑल थ्री ऑफ यू विल बैक मी अप. अब उस समय यार किसको पता था यूनिकॉर्न बन जाएगी. एवरीवन वाज लाइक कि ठीक है, वी हैव अ गोल, वी आर ट्राइंग टू सॉल्व अ प्रॉब्लम, let's go out and give our best. So I think so while that was happening, the journey in itself was so beautiful, कि every day I felt more motivated कि यार अब तो पक्का अपना start करना है. Right from when at a we were achieving small milestones, and my belief to start something of my own was only getting stronger day by day. So जिस दिन बन गए यूनिकॉर्न, then I called Saurabh. I said कि chief, we have hit the mark. Let's start something now. And I think so he was very supportive. They were the first people whom I spoke about the idea, and they backed me up, all three of them in the beginning itself.
So what's the significance of team, right? So if I heard the story of you all guys are working on this project and then working something again, like you started working on a new project, right? So what's how much team have played role in your life? right? As an startup, as a founder, as a in person, like, do you share bonds above the professional bonds, right? Because a lot of people, अगर आप देखोगे तो they want to keep their work life, professional life different. So what I want to understand is कि क्या importance होता है लोगों का in companies, in persons, and what you have felt that.
Yeah, so I think so, Manish. This is very clear. The conventional mindset of doing business have completely changed. Gone are the days where you had cabins for your COs and CXOs sitting in the cabins, teams sitting at a floor in the sense the normal workstations, etc. I think so. These days, it's very important to have a very flat structure. One thing which I learned at No Broker also, we never had cabins, we never had Amit, Akhil, or any of the core team members sitting in a cabin. They were only meeting rooms. We used to sit every day, and I think so. That's when the idea of disruption keeps on evolving. Most important is in a startup, you're trying to solve a problem which clearly cannot be done by one person or two people.
Hmm.
It has to be the group of people coming together, and technology obviously acts as an enabler or a catalyst. But I think so. The most important part is where the team comes together every day. They come and they try to solve the same problem. At No Broker, when we started, obviously there was a big problem globally. Brokers were doing what the real estate transactions happened. Same at ALYF. What we're trying to solve has never been attempted in the country. We are talking about one property being bought by 8 people who are going to co-use it. They're going to be holiday night exchange, so on so forth. It can't be done by one person. There has to be a team coming together. And I think so most important is the sense of ownership. It is very important, right from the founder till the office boy or till anyone within the hierarchy should feel ki boss, I need to give my best. I need to give it when it matters the most. And that so I think so. And to me, any difference between two competitors or three competitors, it's only the team which is important. Idea सबके पास है, tech सब develop eventually कर लेते हैं. Most important is who has the best team on ground, who's motivated to give their best.
Amazing. So I wanna go deep into a life. So if you wanna explain it to, let's take an example, a 13-year-old, a teenage, what a life is all about in a simple terms. How you gonna do that?
यार बहुत सिंपल है यार. हम सब जब गोवा जाते हैं ना तो
Hmm.
कोई भी हॉलिडे होम डेस्टिनेशन पे जाते हैं, दोस्तों के साथ बैठते हैं, एक रात को बोलते ही है कि यार ये घर खरीदेंगे, एक विला खरीदेंगे, इधर एक प्रॉपर्टी लेंगे. बट सुबह होते से रियलिटी बाइट कर जाती है.
Right.
Yeah. So morning when you get up, कि यार this is not practically possible, and there are multiple problems which comes in. The first and foremost is बहुत महंगा है, because सबको
Hmm.
पता है कि यार मेरा यूसेज बहुत लिमिटेड डेज का है. So why do I go and buy a 2 crore or a 3 crore property? And second is चलो ले भी लिया तो उसको मैनेज कौन करेगा? अगर चार फ्रेंड्स ने मिलकर प्रॉपर्टी खरीद भी ली हॉलिडे होम डेस्टिनेशन पे, लेट्स से गोवा, हु वुड मैनेज द प्रॉपर्टी? कल को बेचना होगा तो कैसे बेचेंगे?
Hmm.
कल को कोई लीगल डिस्प्यूट आ गया तो कैसे करेंगे? सो आई थिंक सो एनी डेस्टिनेशन which is away from your primary place. If I stay in Bombay, even buying a property in Lonavala or Mahabaleshwar can become a nightmare. Or for a Delhi gaya Kasauli, or for a Bangalore gaya Kunnur Kurg. So what we're trying to do is, एज अ लेमैन, हम एक घर को मल्टीपल लोगों को सेल करते हैं. मैक्स 8 पीपल बाय इट. देर इज अ लीगल स्ट्रक्चर अराउंड इट विच इज द प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी. हर घर एक प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी में खरीदा जाता है. देर आर मैक्स 8 पीपल. सबको 44 डेज इन अ ईयर उसको यूज करने के लिए मिलता है. और पूरी प्रॉपर्टी का मैनेजमेंट हम लोग करते हैं. सो एज अ लाइफ
Okay.
वी मैनेज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ ऑल द 8 ओनर्स. एंड द ब्यूटी इज, जब कोई यूज नहीं कर रहे ओनर्स अपनी प्रॉपर्टी को, तब हम उस प्रॉपर्टी को रेंट पे निकाल के सबके लिए रेंटल इनकम की कमाई भी करते हैं, जो आठों ओनर के बीच में प्रोपोर्शनेटली बढ़ जाती है एंड ऑफ द ईयर. जिसने जितने दिन यूज नहीं किया है
Hmm.
उतने दिन उसको रेंटल इनकम मिल जाती है. सो इट्स अ ग्रेट मिक्स of a self consumption product which also help you make some rental income when you are not using it. So we feel कि now suddenly if you see optically, एक जिसका someone who's at a 28 age making a 30 lakh rupees annual income can also now go and buy a holiday home.
Amazing. Okay. So this property will automatically that you link, you start linking it to the marketplaces for rent out, right? Let's take an example of a 10
Yeah,
days
yeah.
vacant that we
And
start renting out.
Yeah, yeah. When eight of them are not using it, then we start renting it out. Yeah, and
So
plus
this,
we
please, please.
no, plus we have
Yes,
a
sir.
we have an option where if the co-owners decide that they do not want to rent out, then the property is not rented out. It is only for them to use it. But the beauty is still the maintenance cost is getting divided by eight. तो अगर कोई प्रॉपर्टी का मेंटेनेंस का खर्चा 4 लाख का आ रहा है, 8 ओनर के आने से वो 50,000 रुपए का हो जाता है.
Hmm. Okay, that is also being shared. Now, is this whole concept is more of a lifestyle side, or rather than an investment? So, as a lifestyle contribution, if you want to touch the point, like what are the pain points previously before A Life, and how did this journey look like right now? If you want to give a comparative study.
Yeah, sure. So it's a life is more about aspirational life. That's why we have named it as a life. The intent is people who
Hmm.
always want to aspire for a better lifestyle, always but feeling कि they are not able to do it because of the reasons which I just stated. So ours is a pure lifestyle product. Before a life, as I was telling you, there was no marketplace. There is no player in the market. जहाँ पर आपको 2 करोड़ रुपए का विला सस्ते में मिल सकता है फॉर योर ओन कंजम्पशन. सो लोग क्या करते थे, एक तो सबसे पहले तो इंडिया में सिर्फ 2 लाख हॉलीडे होम है, और ओनली it belongs to the HNIs and ultra HNIs of the country. So as an asset class, it was limited only to the tops of the country, which is the HNIs and ultra HNI. So before Alive, you will see only HNIs were buying the holiday homes. After a life, I think so within next 3 years, our intent is that anyone who is earning more than 30 lakh, lives a comfortable life and aspires to do more out of his life should own a holiday home with us,
Hmm.
where we intend to get the price down to a 10 lakh rupees instead of a 25 lakh rupees. So our intent is that more
Mind
and more
blowing.
people own these holiday homes.
Amazing. So, is that so? Like, what's the goal involved currently? Con the cities where you are helping out, we are having properties, and what's the plan for year 2023?
Yeah, so currently we are focusing in building Lonavala, Goa, and Alibag as a market. For next 6 months, we'll be focused in these three localities. Till the time we have a significant share of the market, our intent is that before we move to the new geography, we should have a significant share. कि यार लोनावला गोवा अलीबाग में अगर किसी को हॉलीडे होम खरीदना है और मैनेज करना है, सो दे शुड कम टू अलाइफ. दैट्स द गोल. बिकॉज अभी भी आप देखोगे, जिन लोगों ने पूरे घर खरीद के भी रखे, वो मैनेज नहीं कर पाते हैं, और
हाँ.
इसलिए वो बहुत सारे मार्केट प्लेसेस को घर देते हैं कि प्लीज हमारे बिहाफ में हमारी प्रॉपर्टी को मैनेज करो और रेंटल इनकम हमको कमा के दो. विद अलाइव द विजन इज you buy that much which you are sure you will be able to use it. So I think so that's our goal and motto. आप उतना ही खरीदो जितना आपको यूज करना है ना. आप पूरी प्रॉपर्टी की ओनरशिप खरीदते हो, एंड देन नेक्स्ट डे इटसेल्फ यू स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट द रेंटल प्लेयर टू रेंट आउट योर
Yeah.
प्रॉपर्टी. रादर, अगर आपको यूज ही शैम्पू का सैशे करना है तो पूरी बॉटल क्यों खरीदनी है. यूज अ
And
बाय अ सैशे एंड यूज दैट.
yeah, again, but marketplaces gonna disturb the everything. Marketplaces खुद कमाएगा तुमको तो कमा के देगा नहीं. Again, they'll rank the price ceiling and everything. So there's like come up with a lot of uh, a disturbance. Now promoting a service like this, which have never happened, right? So I know आपको तो like you are kind of used to it doing things that previously people have not done it. But if you want to highlight couple of things, let's take an example. What is the marketing strategy? Are you promoting it online? Are you doing an offline promotions? Are you tie up? Have you done any tie up with tourism or something like that? So what's your marketing strategy?
यार तो काफी, एज यू राइटली सेड मिनेश, इवन वी हैव डन इन पास्ट. इट टेक्स, it's very difficult to create a market. It's very difficult any time to create a market.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of things, right from brand awareness to generating marketing leads, etc. But to our surprise, uh, the demand is not a challenge. What we realized in last few months, getting the right supply which is nicely done up is more important. So our
Okay.
focus currently is to hunt for the right supply. Because when I talk about the right supply, I am talking about अच्छे घर with nicely done up interiors. If not, then my interior team gets involved and we do up the entire house ourselves. We upgrade the home. But we as Alive only focus on ready to move in properties. So we are not at all doing under construction. So more important challenge is to build the right supply. मुझे लगता है अगर मार्केट में कोई भी मार्केट प्लेस में अगर सप्लाई आ जाता है ना, तो डिमांड जनरेट हो जाती है. सो फॉर अस ऑल्सो आई थिंक सो वी आर जनरेटिंग सिग्निफिकेंट लीड्स organically via our digital marketing campaigns, be it Google, Facebook, Instagram. Recently, we partnered with influential marketing, and I think so. All these put together, we get decent traction. So, with influential, we did something with RK Realtors Ravi in Mumbai, and
Yeah.
within 7 days, we are at 3 million views with more than 400,000 likes of the property. So, I think so. Generating demand. The moment someone sees a beautiful property of a 4 crore with a private garden pool available at a 50 lakh rupees, I think so. He's sold. And what we do, Minesh, is we don't stop there. The moment customer shows an interest, etc., we tell him, wait, before you give me even a token amount, we want you to stay at our experience center. So we already
Okay.
have our experience Avla Khandala. We are starting two new experience centers in Goa and one more in Alibag. The intent is anyone who shows interest, we invite the customer to stay with us for one night, experience a live service before he comes and makes it a point. Because end of the day, what we are selling is not a hardware. वो तो developer बना रहा है. For us, it's hardware and software coming together. So जब developer का real estate asset along with alive services and technology comes
Hmm.
together, then it becomes a concept and a product which we are trying to kind of sell it. And you know best thing about the concept which I love, which we have created, is by owning one share of Lonavla, you can use any of a property across the country and eventually globally. तो जो टाइम शेयर का बेनिफिट होता है कि यार आपने इसकी रिसोर्ट की मेंबरशिप ले लिया, आप मेरी कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी यूज कर सकते हो. विद अलाइफ यूजर्स वुड बी एबल टू use any of our property with our owners itself, with the community itself, by just
Hmm.
exchanging the room nights. तो मैं अगर यार
Okay.
दिल्ली जा रहा हूँ, मुझे कसौली वाले हॉलीडे होम में जाना है, मैं कसौली वाले से लोनावला वाले के रूम नाइट्स एक्सचेंज कर लूंगा. सो
Amazing.
ओनरशिप मेरी एक है, बट आई कैन यूज एनी ऑफ योर प्रॉपर्टी. सो आई थिंक सो जितना हम स्केल करेंगे, जितनी बड़ी एक कम्युनिटी बनेगी, उतना ही लोगों को और मजा आएगा. दे वुड बी एबल टू यूज मोर प्रॉपर्टीज. सो आई थिंक सो लेट्स सी वेयर इट गोज.
Amazing. So I want to know something about the tourism sector, right? So I think so you're again into real estate, but you're majorly promoting the tourist spots, right? So what are the tourist places that you find that have the good portfolio for investments and avenues? Apart from my life, I'm gonna get into that. That let's take an example. ऐसी कौन सी जगह there is the underpriced avenues to invest into enter currently in India you eye on.
यार तो मुझे लगता है कि any any tourism spot or any holiday destination which is closer to a city has multiple benefits. सबसे पहले तो आपको लैंड मिल रहा है.
Hmm.
टॉकिंग अबाउट बॉम्बे, बॉम्बे के 1 घंटे दूर लोनावला करजत जैसी लोकेलिटी, यू स्टार्ट ओनिंग अ लैंड जहां पर आपका घर 600 स्क्वायर फीट पे है. सो आई थिंक सो 600 स्क्वायर फीट के अपार्टमेंट पे है. सो आई एम सेइंग any destination which falls within 2 to 3 hour driving distance, it's a no brainer. What you need to do is just consult a proper property consultant, need not be an alive, whoever. One needs to just check the legal checks, your title legal, whether the property is loanable or not. If you have your right checks at place, destinations right from a Lonavla to a Uti or a Kurg or a Kunur or any driving destination within 3 hour driving distance from Delhi Gurgaon makes a lot of sense. Goa, I think so. Goa has tremendous potential. I agree there are certain parts in North Goa, like in Asagaon, etc., where the prices have gone very high. But still, if you make your purchase right with the Mopa Airport coming in North Goa, I think so. It's tremendous potential. आप खुद ही सोचो ना, globally when India starts doing conventions, mice market again, गोवा में सिर्फ अभी एक हंड्रेड
Hmm.
थाउजेंड रूम्स है, रूम इन्वेंट्री है. The potential is immense. The potential is immense. According to the CCI survey and other financial body survey, Goa requires 5 lakh rooms to conduct global surveys and global mice, etc.
Amazing.
So, doing these villas, renting out your properties or using it for yourself, tremendous response. And trust me, demand in Goa is insane. Everyone aspires to own a property in Goa, be it from Indore, Nagpur, South, North.
Hmm.
So I think so. There are certain destinations which are no brainer. Yeah.
So if you want to talk about ROI, let's take an example. You invest. Let's take. I know that depends upon place to place, but on an average, what's the ROI that one can generate while investing in those properties and all?
तो यार मुझे लगता है कि यार इफ द विजन फॉर अ रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट इज फॉर 8 to 10 years, जो जनरली होना चाहिए, इफ यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू रियल एस्टेट, मिनिमम होराइजन शुड बी ऑफ 5 years एंड कैन गो अप टू 15-20 years. but अगर आप एवरेज 8 to 10 years के एपेटाइट रखते हो,
Hmm.
सो कहीं ना कहीं आपको आपको 5 to 8% का पर एनम का डेफिनेटली रिटर्न मिलेगा ही मिलेगा, ऑन अ कंजर्वेटिव साइड. On a aggressive side, it could be as high as 15% per annum. बट इवन ऑन अ कंजर्वेटिव साइड 5 to 8% का रिटर्न आपको मिलता ही मिलता है. अलाइफ पे तीन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट लोगों को मिलते हैं. पहला, 5 to 10% का जो एनुअल कैपिटल अप्रिसिएशन का बेनिफिट है.
Hmm.
सेकंड, व्हेन यू आर नॉट यूजिंग इट एंड लेट्स से पूरे 44 डेज आप नहीं यूज कर पाए, हमको लगता है 4 से 5% आपकी रेंटल इनकम वहां पर कमाई हो जाती है. एंड तीसरा, व्हेन वी निगोशिएट विद द डेवलपर, बिकॉज हम एक ही सोसाइटी और कम्युनिटी पे कोशिश करके मल्टीपल विलास खरीदते हैं, सो वी
Right.
ट्राई एंड बाय एट अ 5 to 10% डिस्काउंट. तो खरीदते से भी आपको 5 से 10% का बेनिफिट मिल रहा है. आपको रेंटल यील्ड मिल रहा है इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू यूज योर 44 days. प्लस इफ यू हैव एन एपेटाइट ऑफ 8 to 10 years, यू आर लुकिंग एट कहीं ना कहीं 10% पर एनम का रिटर्न. एंड यार कुछ भी बोलो मिनेश, रियल एस्टेट एंड गोल्ड एज एन असेट और इन्वेस्टमेंट क्लास स्टिल is the most safest investment bet. You can't
Agree.
take it away. You
Right.
can't take it away. Yeah.
So
नहीं
towards
तो यार बताओ ना, आपको 25 लाख में क्या मिलेगा बंबई, बैंगलोर और दिल्ली जैसे शहरों में?
the people are
कुछ भी
buying
नहीं मिलेगा.
cars about on an average spending cars ka 25 lakhs, okay, which is the biggest liability I would say.
Absolutely. And here at ALYF, I know a lot of people in Bangalore who are waiting for ALYF to launch in South, because we'll offer them beautiful villas in Nandi Hills, which is 1 hour, 10 minutes driving distance from their thing, where they can go over the weekends and enjoy amazing life. और अगर उनको लगता है उनकी usage ज़्यादा है, they can always buy 2 shares in 50 lakh, जहाँ उनको 90
Yeah.
days in a year मिलेगा.
Yeah.
And if someone wants, they can buy the entire home via ALYF. Yeah,
Mind blowing concepts. And towards going to the end of the conversation, I want to know one thing. Like I'm gonna trick you with this question. Like, what's year 3 years from now a life is going to look like in year 2024, 2025? What's you going to eye a life would be? And any plan to go global? If yes, what's how are you going to see in 3 years from now?
सो देखो, फर्स्ट ईयर अलाइफ का 3 ईयर का विजन तो बहुत क्लियर है मिनेश, की वी वांट दिस टू बिकम अ वेरी लॉजिकल बाय फॉर पीपल. हम चाहते हैं कि अलाइफ विद इन 3 ईयर्स वुड बी एक्सेसिबल एट अ 2 लाख रुपीज, 3 लाख रुपीज. वो उस तरीके से हो पाएगा कि जब कोई हॉलीडे होम अगर 10 लाख रुपए में जिसका शेयर मिलेगा, हम 7 to 8 लाख रुपीज उसका लोन करा देंगे. तो 2 से 3 लाख रुपए में लोग अपना हॉलीडे होम खरीदना लग जाएंगे. Everyone deserves to be with their family. It's not only for the HNIs, ultra HNI. 2 से 3 लाख रुपए में लोगों को अपने घर के बाहर जो यूजुअल छोटे घर होते हैं फॉर
Yeah.
अ मिडिल क्लास और समवन विद 15-18 लाख रुपीज एनुअल इनकम, दे वुड स्टार्ट ओनिंग अ रियल एस्टेट. तो हमारा विजन 3 साल पे पक्का ये है, चाहे आप रेंटेड घर पे रहते हो, बट आपका खुद का एक घर होना चाहिए, चाहे वो स्मार्ट ओनरशिप में हो लाइफ के, बट यू ओन समथिंग. इवन यू आर staying at a rental first home, but your second home needs to be your own. So that's our 3 year goal. And I think so, if we are able to do it, we'll change millions of lives in the country and globally both. And second, as far as global is concerned, you will see Alive by end of next year going global. We are already contemplating couple of destinations which have great interest from the middle class and corporate people, where we definitely intend to extend to
Hmm.
localities like Dubai and Bangkok. So by end of next year, we should be going at least to few of the Asian markets.
Amazing, mind blowing. Thanks a lot, Saurabh, for pouring a lot of insights around it. And it was really fun conversation. I didn't feel like that's going to be the podcast that we are recording. It's feel a very candid conversation. Totally love it, and looking forward for a lot of happy places. And I'm really excited for what you touched, that every single person can now own a properties in their dream vacation place at just the cost of their vacation, just at 2 lakh rupees. All the
Absolutely,
best.
that's
All the
that's the
best,
goal.
Saurabh, for your
Thanks
journey.
a lot, Minesh. Thank you for having me here.